and some people talk about the grays. And these tall whites are aliens who can live up to 800 years. And um, not only that, they are short when they're like 100 and 200 years old, but as soon as they start maturing, when they go like 500-600 years, when they're old, they are like 8 to 9 feet. And aliens are always described with these huge eyes and this oval shaped head, and we'll discuss today why the aliens are such that they have large heads and large eyes, and they have small bodies. And why do aliens stink so much? With the encounters that we know of, the people who have traveled with aliens or who have seen dead aliens always discuss that these aliens are pretty stinky. They need to take a wash immediately. So yeah. So we'll start with the first video without further ado, and then I will uh, deep dive into uh, what we're gonna discuss today. So yeah.
Of what looks like UFOs. This one was seen in San Andreas, California, and at first they said they thought it was a plane or drones until it did this.
Oh, whoa, what is that?
Another was seen in Texas by multiple people as well, where there were 5 strange lights in the sky and what also looked like drones. But the speed that this took off in is unreal.
Oh, what did I just freaking see, dude? What was that?
Many people over the weekend have captured multiple videos of what looks like UFOs. This one was seen in San Andreas, California, and at first they said they thought it was a plane or drones until it did this.
Oh, whoa, what is that?
Another was seen in Texas by multiple people as well, where there were 5 strange lights in the sky and what also looked like drones. But the speed that this took off in is unreal.
Oh, what did I just freaking see, dude? What was that?
So let's watch another video as well. And this is 60 minutes, and this is an interview, and we'll just quickly see what the guy is saying.
Through data and records and analyzed videos like this. A Navy aircrew struggles to lock onto a fast-moving object off the U.S. Atlantic coast in 2015. Recently released images may not convince UFO skeptics, but the Pentagon admits it doesn't know what in the world this is, or this, or this. So what do you say to the skeptics? It's refracted light.
So yeah, you just watched, I just showed you like 2 videos on UFOs. And UFOs, these unidentified objects, are all over the world. And there's a lot more in the United States of America. I wonder why. Maybe the superpower aliens are more interested in them. And there's some theories that after the first atomic explosions, after they tested the first atomic explosions, the aliens came and they visited all these military bases. They flew much closer to these military bases, and they could detect on their radars. And the aliens were afraid that humanity was going to destroy itself. It was going to destroy the planet because they now have this nuclear bombs that they're going to throw. And the United States did throw 2 nuclear bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And why is there such a big cover up? And when we usually see UFOs, can't it be just a super next gen aircraft that was created by America or even by China? And Russians are also very good at space technology. Remember the moon episode that we did? I clearly explained you guys that the USA was far behind the race, space race, from the Russians. And Russians had the first dog. Russians had the first human flight. Russians did the first spacewalk. So some guys do speculate that whenever they see these UFO videos, it might be some technology that the US government or the US Army is hiding. There's also reports that the first time people saw F-22 bombers, they thought that it was something like a UFO, because these aircrafts have technology that is beyond the technology that is available to the regular consumers. And also, US has some experimental programs that are really, really spooky. And Area 51, as you know, that's the area where all the aliens collide. And we're going to talk about the Roswell incident as well, which is a very interesting incident. So, the US government always tries to deny these UFOs, and sometimes they say that these are weather balloons, sometimes they say these are drones, and sometimes they say that they have no explanation for these sort of vehicles. I was talking about this cover up by the United States government, because if, let's suppose, China makes like this aircraft that is beyond F-22 and it's beyond F-16, and it can go even faster, it can take sharper turns, it can go underwater, it can come above water. Now, why would they ever disclose this sort of information? And let's suppose there's a Chinese unidentified object or unidentified vehicle which enters the US military base. Now, the US doesn't want to say that it's a Chinese aircraft, and they might just say it's a UFO or it's a weather balloon, because they don't want the normal population to know that the other people might have technology superior than America's, and America doesn't want really to show how superior their so-called, what you can say, experimental aircrafts can do. And it might be true, because the military industrial complex of United States of America is like trillions and trillions of dollars spent each year. And these guys can, I mean, create, they should have something that is far superior than everyone else. So the first story I'm going to tell you about is this story about Commander David Fravor. Now, Commander David Fravor is like this USA Navy pilot, and he's flying his aircraft with he's flying his aircraft in the middle of the sea, and he sees these tic tac shaped alien UFOs. And with his radars and with his camera system, he points towards the UFO, and he captures the actual footage. And this footage has been released by NASA, and it's confirmed that it is the right footage. And now, if you say that some random guy saw a UFO, I mean, it might be a little hard to believe, but when a US Navy commander tells you that there is like a UFO that he's seeing, and six of the other pilots who are in different aircrafts are also seeing that same UFO, and then you have equipment, recordings, cameras, LiDAR, you got like infrared vision, and they have the footage of this, what you can say, they have the footage of this tic tac shaped UFO, and they lock their camera on the UFO, and they are tracking the object. And then the most amazing thing is that these guys, Commander David Fravor, who is like what you could say the top of the top, and he's like the best US pilot, and he's with his crew, and they're supposed to, their mission is to go from one place to another. So when they take off, they see these UFOs and they're tracking it, and suddenly these UFOs go in like such a fast speed, and they just disappear in thin air. And then what happens is they travel like 30 minutes and they go to their next location, and the UFOs are already there. So I know most of you people are not believing what I'm saying, but I'm just saying that I'll show you the video. I'll show you the actual evidence of these UFOs. So let's go to Commander David Fravor.
What the hell was that?
Once back on the carrier, Fravor's team told the next crew what had happened, and that crew took off ready to capture something on camera. And this is what they saw.
I guess the biggest question is, what do you think it is?
I honestly don't know. I don't think that we have developed that technology. I don't think we developed it on this planet. We still, to this day, have no idea what it was, what we saw, what we chased, what we engaged. It was pretty spectacular.
A report from that incident eventually made its way to the Pentagon and crossed the desk of Luis Elizondo, the former director of the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program.
In essence, what that program was an investigatory body looking at what we call the UAP, probably in the vernacular, it's better known as.
I'll show you another video as well.
Clear day with no white caps. And you go, whoa, what's that? And then you see the Tic Tac. And then we do all the chasing of the Tic Tac and we turn, we're right there. And we turn around and there's no white water. It's just blue as far as you can see. So at that point you go, okay, what was it doing? Because there was obviously something there that's not there now.
Be in the shape of a cross?
Hey, I describe it as it's about the size of a 737. So just think if you submerge the 737, pointing it to the east underwater by 10, 15 feet. So as these waves are coming across, when they hit that object, they're going to break on top, just like you would with a submerged, like a seamount. So, and they're breaking, and that's where the Tic Tac was at. That's the only reason we saw the Tic Tac. That's what drew our eyes down there, is we see this white water when it's a perfectly clear day with no white caps. And you go, whoa, what's that? And then you see the Tic Tac.
So yeah, that is Commander David Fravor, and you just heard it from the guy himself. So Commander David Fravor, I just showed you the video. So what is this guy saying? This guy is saying that there is like these aircrafts that can submerge underwater and then they can come out. So guys, like the people who are watching, what would happen if you guys were like standing at a beach and you just saw like this aircraft coming in like at thousands of kilometers per hour and going straight into the ocean? And sometimes people see these aircrafts coming out of the ocean, and that is just so mind-blowing. How is there any vehicle in this world that we know of which can fly and which can also act like a submarine? And some of these objects are like traveling at such high speeds and they're taking such sharp turns that it is like breaking the barriers of what you can say physics. And also it's not just breaking physics, it's also about the propulsion systems. Now, we have seen rockets, we have seen jet engines, but these UFOs are not giving any heat signature. That means that there's no rocket system, or there is no what you can say propeller or a jet that is attached to these UFOs. So it seems like that they are traveling at such a high speed without using any propulsion system. They might be vehicles that can alter gravity. And that is what Commander David Fravor was saying. He was talking about element 112, which wasn't even discovered when he was saying all these things. And it wasn't even in the periodic table. And now recently we've discovered this new element, and these vehicles are not made of any metal that is found on Earth. When they take the debris of these crashed UFOs and they put it through laboratory, and I'll show you the videos as well, these vehicles, what they're made of is something out of this world. Some people also do say that the first microcomputers, these wafers on which we make these these chips. These chips and these designs were given to us by these aliens, because these aliens were traveling in this UFO, and there was this lightning strike, and the UFO crashed. That is back in Roswell and Area 51, and they found these amazing alien technologies that they back engineered. And that's why, because why do you see this sudden rise of computers and sudden rise of technology when humans have been like slowly progressing for thousands and thousands of years, but never have we seen humans progress so far in technology and so far in sciences? And there must be like a catalyst. So guys, also tell if, do you want me to talk in English or do you want me to talk in Urdu? I mean, I could also do like a banger episode in Urdu as well. So let's go to the next video by Commander David Fravor. Now, Commander David Fravor is now sitting and testifying in Congress in front of this whole committee of people, and he's explaining what he saw, how he saw, where he saw. So let's watch this video.
Calm seas, no whitecaps from waves. So the whitewater stood out in a large blue ocean. All four of us, because we were in F-18Fs, so we had pilots and Wizzo in the back seat, looked down a small, saw a white tic-tac object with a longitudinal axis pointing north-south and moving very abruptly over the water like a ping-pong ball. There were no rotors, no rotor wash, or any sign of visible control surfaces like wings. As we started clockwise towards the object, my Wizzo and I decided to go down and take a closer look with the other aircraft staying in high cover to observe both us and the tic-tac. We proceeded around the circle about 90 degrees from the start of our descent. Object suddenly shifted its longitudinal axis, aligned it with my aircraft, and began to climb. Our altitude at this point was about 15,000 feet, and the tic-tac was about 12,000. As we pulled nose onto the object, within about a half mile of it, it rapidly accelerated in front of us and disappeared. Our wingmen, roughly 8,000 feet above us, lost contact also. We immediately turned back to see where the whitewater was at, and it was gone also. As we looked around, we noticed that we saw some whitewater off our right side. It's important to note that the weather on this day was as close to perfect as you could ask for off the coast of San Diego. Clear skies, light winds, calm seas, no whitecaps from waves. So the whitewater stood out in a large blue ocean. All four of us, because we were in F-18Fs, so we had pilots and Wizzo in the back seat, looked down a small, saw a white tic-tac object with a longitudinal axis pointing north-south and moving very abruptly over the water like a ping-pong ball. There were no rotors, no rotor wash, or any sign of visible control surfaces like wings. As we started clockwise towards the object, my Wizzo and I decided to go down and take a closer look with the other aircraft staying in high cover to observe both us and the tic-tac. We proceeded around the circle about 90 degrees from the start of our descent. Object suddenly shifted its longitudinal axis.
So let me just show you another video as well. On this is Donald Trump.
That say they saw something. And they said, we saw things, sir, that were very strange. Like a round ball, but it wasn't a comet or a meteor. It was something. And it was going 4 times faster than an F-22, which is a very fast plane, you know. I get that question as much as almost any question. Do you think that we have aliens coming, you know, flying around or whatever?
What do you think?
There's no reason not to. I mean, there's no reason not to think that Mars and all these planets don't have life.
Well, that's a lot of the speculation, too, that some of these drones that hover over battleships, that these are Chinese drones and that they're not UFOs.
But I did interview, let's say, 3 or 4 guys, solid, beautiful people. They said, sir, there's something there. You know,
there's something there.
Yeah.
Just the Commander David Fravor thing in 2004 off the coast of San Diego, they clocked that thing going from 50,000 feet above sea level to 50 in a second. You know, visual evidence, photographic evidence, video evidence, radar evidence, whatever the hell it is, it moves in a way that would turn a human being into jello if they're inside of it.
All right.
Oh my God, that just literally gives me goosebumps. And I'll show you the video, the other video that I was playing. So that'll be playing without the sound. So what is Donald Trump, the president of United States of America? He's been talking to all these pilots, US military pilots, and they have seen these amazing aircrafts that can go like from 5 feet above the sea to 50,000 feet above the sea in like just a matter of seconds. And it's just unbelievable. And even Donald Trump is saying that. Do you think that the whole solar system and the whole galaxy has no actual aliens or no other sort of life form? How can that be? I mean, how can that be? So, the video that is playing right now on the screen, this video is showing the exact footage that Commander David Fravor captured. Now, let's let that just sink in. I'll wait for the video to come in so I can explain. So, it's like this weird tic tac shaped object, and it's going like at this incredible speed. And this is like the actual footage. The actual footage. Hello, hold on a second. Let me just refresh and I'll pause and then I'll show you. So, if the president of United States is telling you that he believes that they're aliens, do you guys believe that they're aliens? And if there are aliens, are they like walking amongst us? So, yeah. And this is like the footage that I'm showing you on the screen. So they see this object traveling, and this is, mind you, this is heat sensor cameras, which can clearly see the heat of an object passing by. And it's moving so fast that they can't really capture it by the camera, and then suddenly they capture it. And what they're seeing is just amazing. And there's no because if there is like a rocket that you capture on a heat sensing camera, it has like a trail of thing going from behind it, and you can clearly see that this thing has no propulsion system. It's like moving in a way that is like not known to humankind. There's no object that humans have created which can travel like this object has traveled. So एलियन जो है वो कैमरे के आगे आया है और उसने इंटरव्यू दिया है पूरा, और आप कहते हैं कि एलियन किधर है। तो अभी मैं आपको एक इंटरव्यू दिखाने लगा हूँ। ये 1990s में फुटेज सामने आई थी, और ये एक इंटरव्यू है। एक एलियन बेचारा घबराया हुआ बैठा हुआ है, और वो उसको ना वो आंखों में लाइटें मार रहे हैं और उसको उल्टियाँ आ रही हैं, क्या हो रहा है। मगर ये एलियन का इंटरव्यू मैं आपको दिखाता हूँ।
On him, wiped something from his face, like he was, foaming at the mouth or something like that. They wiped something from his face and they tend to him. The video has a DNI tag. This video has a DNI tag, which Victor claimed stood for Department of Naval Intelligence. 27 is the division DNI adopted for a logging system of some sort. The rest of what's on screen is hours and seconds. So when you're seeing this, it's like, old VHSs would constantly have hours and seconds on there, whatever, The video was first digital, and then it was put on VHS tape.
It is
and
such a cute alien. I can say that. Look at the alien. He's so cute. He has like this round eyes. He has this बेचारे एलियन ना वो थोड़ा सा ऐसे ऐसे के गिर रहा है, और उसको जो है ना कुछ आई डोंट नो, मे बी एलियंस जो हैं वो दुनिया के ऊपर सांस ना ले पाए, वो किसी और दुनिया में हो जिसके अंदर वो जैसे कि मछली है, मछली जो है वो हवा में सांस नहीं ले सकती, या उनका जो एटमॉस्फेयर है उसके अंदर ऑक्सीजन ना हो, कोई और ऐसे गैस वो जो वो करते हो। तो बेचारे एलियन जो है ना वो गिर रहे हैं, उससे कुछ सवाल पूछना चाह रहे हैं मगर वो जवाब नहीं दे रहा, वो उसकी आंखों में लाइटें मार रहे हैं और उसके मुंह से ना कुछ झाग निकल रही है। तो ये एविडेंस देखने के बाद क्या आप लोगों को लगता है कि ये जो है एलियंस यहाँ नहीं है इस दुनिया में? So, with that, let's go towards some more compelling evidence that we have. So, yes, now एक सुपर मॉडल है जो कि जहाज में जा रही, और उसने सबसे क्लियर और सबसे रियलिस्टिक फुटेज बनाई है यूएफओस की।
got released today. She got what they're calling some of the most compelling UFO video ever. She's flying in a plane in this silver thing. They freeze framed it. It looks like a flying disc.
A model saw this?
A model. She's just in a plane and filming out the window. And they had seen this thing apparently, and she's trying to film it, and it shoots by the plane. You see the most recent one? There was a woman who was a model who was in a plane. You see that, Jamie? It just got released today. She got what they're calling some of the most compelling UFO video ever. She's flying in a plane in this silver thing. They freeze framed it. It looks like a flying disc.
A model saw this?
A model. She's just in a plane and filming out the window. And they had seen this thing apparently.
Oh my God. So I just paused.
Listen to
I did try to pause the video. So yeah, I let it play again in the background. And how amazing is that? क्या अगर आप लोग जहाज में जा रहे हो और आपके पास से एक ऐसे एलियन स्पेस क्राफ्ट गुजरे तो क्या आप लोग फील करेंगे? मुझे चैट में ज़रूर बताएं। और ये वीडियो आई मीन इससे बेहतर एविडेंस हो सकता है। और स्पीड उसकी चेक करो, और सबसे क्लियर फुटेज उसने बनाई है। अब ये ऑब्जेक्ट जो कि एक टिक टैक की शेप में है, जो कि एक एयरक्राफ्ट की तरह बिल्कुल भी नहीं लग रहा, और ना ही ये कोई वेदर बैलून है। आप इसको कह सकते हो कि ये कोई दुनिया का ऑब्जेक्ट है। एक प्लेन जो कि पहले ही थाउजेंड्स एंड थाउजेंड्स ऑफ किलोमीटर्स की स्पीड पे जा रहा है, not thousands and thousands, maybe 1,000, maybe 1,200 kilometers per hour, और उसके पास से इतनी तेज़ी से एक ऑब्जेक्ट गुजरता है। तो क्या अभी भी आपको लगता है कि कोई एलियंस नहीं है इस कायनात में? जो कि फैक्ट है। अगर मैं आपको बताऊं तो जितने ज़रे हैं रेत के सारे बीचेस के ऊपर इस दुनिया में, आप एक हाथ में ज़रे उठा के देखें तो आप पत्नी लाखों करोड़ों ज़रे रेत के उठा सकते हैं। तो इस जो कायनात है, कायनात तो बहुत बड़ी है। कायनात से पहले गैलेक्सी आती है। जो हमारी अपनी गैलेक्सी है उसमें इतने स्टार्स हैं कि जितने सारे दुनिया में जो समुंदर हैं, बीचेस हैं, उनके अंदर जितनी रेत के ज़रात हैं उससे ज़्यादा ज़रात हमारे गैलेक्सी में स्टार्स हैं। हाउ अमेजिंग इज़ दैट फैक्ट। और एक बहुत अच्छा जो हमारा गुजरा एक साइंटिस्ट जिसका नाम था फर्मी, उसने फर्मी पैराडॉक्स और दूसरा ड्रेक इक्वेशन, तो उसने कहा कि अगर दुनिया जैसे प्लैनेट्स इस गैलेक्सी के अंदर बहुत ज़्यादा कॉमन है तो एलियंस कहाँ हैं? तो उसने एक इक्वेशन बनाई जिसके अंदर उसने देखा कि अच्छा सूरज से कितना दूर है दुनिया, अगर इतनी ही दूर हम लोग कंसिडर करें, और क्या दुनिया के अंदर पानी है, दुनिया के अंदर ऑक्सीजन है, तो अगर हम देखें कि इस कायनात में और कौन से ऐसे सूरज हैं जिनके इर्द गिर्द ऐसी दुनिया होंगी, तो उसको हमारी अपनी सिर्फ गैलेक्सी में, अभी हम पूरी कायनात, पूरी अल्लाह की क्रिएशन की नहीं बात कर रहे, हम सिर्फ गैलेक्सी की बात कर रहे हैं, तो उसको गैलेक्सी के अंदर ये नज़र आया कि मिलियंस एंड मिलियंस ऑफ डिफरेंट सिविलाइजेशंस यहाँ हो सकती हैं। और फिर एक बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग फैक्ट है कि अगर इंसान ने, जो आज हमारे पास रॉकेट टेक्नोलॉजी है, अगर उसको यूज़ करते हुए हम लोगों ने सबसे करीब तरीन सूरज के ऊपर जाना है, सबसे करीब तरीन स्टार के ऊपर जाना है जिसका नाम है अल्फा सेंटारी। सॉरी गाइस. सो अल्फा सेंटारी, अगर आप आज के मॉडर्न डे रॉकेट जो कि इलॉन मस्क बना के उड़ा रहा है, उस अगर रॉकेट पे आप अल्फा सेंटारी जाने की कोशिश करें तो इट विल टेक यू अराउंड 45,000 ईयर्स.